The new 2025 Yu-Gi-Oh! Megatins have Starlight rares inside. Let's hop into it, guys. Let's just see what it is. Because this is a Ruxin Live video, that means there's not going to be a lot of editing going on. We do have some editing sometimes, but let's hop into this news that just broke today. 2025 Megatins. So they've just posted this on the Konami website. Release is September 4th. So we're a ways away, but we're looking forward into the future about what we're going to see with the current Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. Because we know quarter century secret rares are going away with Alliance Insight. So Stampede, then there's one more set Alliance Insight, and then they're done. No more quarter century secret rares. Now we have other sets like Battles of Legend and the 2025 Megatins are being posted. And what is going to be inside? Here's what they look like. First of all, you have Kaiba with the double-headed blue eyes guitar right here, which is pretty cool. Yugi with the Magician of Chaos. What's this guy's name? Something like that. And then the Flame Swordsman for Joey on the top. So naturally, you had to have Yugi and Kaiba on the Megatin. They're always on there. People are going to complain about this, I'm sure, because they wanted to see, like, Yusei Mufo on there. I mean, like, here's some other characters down there, but they have a lot of the anime guys, so it makes sense. Konami, let's keep doing anime stuff. Like, I mean, like, more anime in general, not like anime themed. I mean, like, make more anime. I know they're doing it with the Master Duel, but let's get like a full series going back. That'd be really exciting. I'm excited to see that that Master Duel thing that they kind of have going on. They've done some previews for it. Okay, enough of that. Let's keep going. So September 4th, let's read this. I have some reactions to what I know is in here. Some of you guys sent me some stuff on Instagram. If you guys want to ever send me news or something on Twitter, Instagram, it's at Ruxin34. Okay, get the full collector experience with the 2025 Mega Pack 10 or skip the 10 and just get the card packs. Wait, what? You don't even have to buy the 10. Just get the card packs with the 2025 Mega Pack bundle. Big changes. Whoa, that is a big change. You don't even have to have the 10, which you might be thinking, why would I not want the 10? I want to put my cards in it. If you are like someone who's going to buy a lot of these 10s, usually you just scrap a lot of these 10s. So it's, if you save money on it, and you probably, or save your time even, you probably would just get the packs. Interesting. Big changes as you'll be able to get the annual mega packs with or without the metal 10 itself and save a little money in the process. Okay, now we're talking. You don't have to have the 10 and it saves you money. That's interesting. I like this. Okay, as always, the centerpiece of the 2025 Mega Pack 10 is the 3 mega packs inside, each pack with a guaranteed variety of card rarities. Okay. As expected, what could those rarities be? Let's find out. I mean, we kind of spoiled it at the beginning. This year's 10s come with a new twist, though. You can get the standard metal 10, the 10-10, so to speak, like always, or skip the metal 10 and get the mega packs inside with the separate 2025 mega pack bundle. Either way, you still get your 3 mega packs, but let's look at how they're different. Okay, I like this. The 2025 Mega Pack 10, the actual 10-10, comes with 1 metal 10, giving a whole new meaning to the heart of the cards. It has the, you know, the anime people. So, hey, if you don't like it, you don't have to get the 10. That's interesting. 3 deck dividers showing off the cool art images depicted on the metal 10. I like deck dividers. That's cool. 3 mega packs, each containing, here's a big thing. 1 Starlight rare. We'll get back to that later. 1 prismatic secret rare and 3 ultra rare. 3 ultra rares. I feel like they're getting more and more ultras every 10. And 8 common cards. So no super rares. RIP supers, because I might be in the minority for this, but I prefer supers over ultras in general. And if you go back to old school, I prefer the ultras. But with the new look cards, I much prefer supers over ultras. I just think the supers look better. The ultras, I don't know. The gold just doesn't do it for me a lot of the times. So I'm more of a super guy. Simple, minimal, but you still get a little hollow. I like that. Okay, we'll come back to the Starlight rares. Grab a 10-10 to get your cool collectible 10 you can store your decks in, plus brand new deck dividers to organize your cards. Yeah, so if you don't have anywhere to store your cards, the 10s are great. If you already have a lot of places to do that, it just becomes like extra stuff. Available at your favorite mass retailer or official tournament store. So go to your OTS, check those out. Shout out Frontline, that's my OTS. Then, sorry for the burp, 2025 Mega 10 bundles come with, this is the bundle, and no 10. 3 mega packs, each containing, okay, so just this. So no 10, no deck dividers, and no whole new meaning to the heart of the cards. Oh no, how can we pass this up? The heart of the cards. How are we going to pull our Petite Moth QCRs without that? Grab the bundles if you're a duelist who just wants to open a lot of mega packs. You're speaking my language, Konami. I'm a duelist who likes to open mega packs, and a lot of them. Skipping the metal 10 and the deck dividers. I wish I could still get the deck dividers though, and going straight for the packs. Total per 10 or bundle. 3 Starlights, 3 9 Ultras. Okay. Saving a little money. They didn't tell us how much we saved, though. I'm really interested to see that, but apparently you will save money. So Normally they're what, 20? Maybe they're like 18 or something without the 10. That'll be pretty nice, actually. If you buy a bunch of 10s or bundles in this case, you could save a couple bucks per 10. That would be pretty good. Name, design, and content subject to change. Wait, really? So they could just, the design I get, but if they're like, yeah, actually 3 Starlights, let's make it 6 Starlights, or let's make it 1, you know, whatever. That's interesting. They can just change that. Click here for more information on past and present TCG products. Okay, so not a huge well, I say that, not a long announcement. It actually is a pretty big announcement. There's a couple big things in here. The Starlight Rares we need to talk about. And then, of course, the bundles is something I didn't know was in here. And I think that's really good because with the mass openers or OTS stores who are buying tons and tons of cases, they end up with a ton of those empty tins. They end up scrapping them. It's just kind of a waste of time. A lot of extra opening that doesn't need to be there. For like the consumer, if you want to grab one tin, it's cool to have the actual tin. You want to collect it. You want to add it to your thing. That's cool. Here's the only thing I worry about this. If this gets too popular, what if they just do away with them and they just become bundles? I mean, I do bundles. The branding part of it is kind of the unique part of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, right? It's the fact that it's like, oh yeah, I remember those tins. They were so cool. Kids aren't going to be like, remember those bundles? Remember those? Those were so cool. You know, it's more about like, the bundles are more about like a save money, good value kind of thing, which is like us as adults love. But I feel like the branding of it could be lost. Like kind of like how video games are now all, you know, they don't ever sell the physical copy. They do technically, but they encourage you to buy the online copy, and then you can only play the game if you have, you know, if you have online access, so you can't actually play the game locally, which I hate, by the way, if you can't tell. This is kind of reminding me of that. Like, they're delving into that, and they're going to be like, hey, you could save 10% if you just buy the bundle, right? I mean, why would you want to buy the 10? And then by that time, they're doing 90% of their sales as bundles. And they're like, nah, let's get rid of the 10s. And then all of a sudden, there's no more 10s, which would be kind of sad. So that's something I'm a little worried about. I could see coming, but I still imagine the 10s will sell pretty well in like retail stores, and you kind of want to have that view of it when you walk into Walmart or something and you see the 10. Like, if you just see a bundle and just like a pack of random stuff, it might be a little bit harder to sell. I don't know. That's all marketing stuff, so I'll let them deal with it. But now let's get to the actual part, the reason I'm doing this video. So I got hit up by several people who saw this announcement, and they're like, oh my gosh, the tin has Starlight Rares in it. Here's my first thought. Are we really surprised? Like, people were like shocked by this. And we already knew Starlights were going to be after quarter centuries, which before that, I would have like 95% been sure it was going to be Starlights, because quarter century secret rares, they said they're ending. So what did we think was going to happen? Did we think they were just going to be like, you know what? Now secret rares are the top rarity. We don't do high rarity anymore. Like maybe collector rares. We're not doing QCRs or Starlights anymore. Like, I was always expecting Starlights to come back. Now, I wasn't sure how the ratios would be, which they ended up deciding in the, you know, the core sets and main sets. It seems like they're going to be the same ratio as quarter centuries. So they're going to be like 3 every case. So they're a lot easier to get than previously, back when they were 25 boxes to get 1 Starlight. Thank goodness, honestly, that was like a little bit much, and it was impossible to get the Starlights. So they showed with the other sets that they're going to do the same Starlight ratio as before, which is, you know, 3 every case, and they're going to do 25 Starlights in a set. So that's why I was a little surprised that people were surprised about this, because now they're just doing the Megatins like they did last year, except for instead of quarter century secret rares, they have Starlights, and they also have 3 ultra rares instead of 2. And I think maybe they had different secrets. I can't remember. They always change these up a little bit, but I mean, we're really surprised that they're putting Starlight. I'm not at all. Honestly, I wasn't even remotely surprised. I'm like, okay. Some people said, I talked to one guy on Instagram. He said he's disappointed that this was happening, because it, like, you know, Starlights are getting crushed or whatever, but Starlights have been crushed. Like, quarter centuries all basically reprinted every Starlight we've ever had. That destroyed them in terms of collectability, valuability. Valuability is not a word. So that's been a thing for a while. And now, yeah, sure, they're going to be even more common now, which, sure, if you're a Starlight Rare fan, I was a big proponent of Starlights being rare, but once they kind of told us that they're not going to do that, I kind of let that go. It's like, okay, that would have been cool if Starlight Rares were like this high value thing, another version of a card that you can get for $1, but it's 500 because it's a Starlight version. I was like, that's cool. Like, that's cool, because there's accessibility at the low end, and then there's a really exclusive version at the high end. Well, Konami said, we don't really want that. We want the extra shiny stuff to also be common. We're going to reprint it. We're going to have QCRs. We're going to have alternate arts also in that version. Like, when they did alternate art Starlight Rares, like they did Starlight Rare, Black Rose, Well, what's one that they did an alternate art in? Zeus, I think. I don't remember. I don't remember which one. No, IP and Apollosa. Yeah, they did Starlights. Those were huge. And then they did the alternate arts as quarter century secret rares. No, that's not right. No, they did that, and then they did. I can't remember exactly what they did, but they've basically proven that they're going to take those high rarity cards and resell them because they know they're going to sell. People are going to want them. So now they're probably going to be doing that with Starlight rares for everything. So everything's going to get a Starlight print that didn't get a QCR. I know a lot of people are upset we didn't get Kashtira or Bisteel because they weren't going to get the high rarity bling bling in Stampede. Well, you're going to get the Starlight rares now, and that's not a surprise to me, but some people might not have been thinking about that. They're going to give everything a Starlight rare. The question is, will they ever reprint Starlight rares again? Like, will they do non-alternate art reprints? Like, will they bring out a Black Rose Starlight rare again? Will they bring out a Wait, no, they did do that. They've already done that. Yeah, in the Mega 10. They did. Oh, that's quarter century, though. So, well, it's so confusing because these are the same rarities. But quarter century versus Starlight, they're technically different. Will they do a straight up Starlight reprint? Like another Starlight reprint of the same card in the same art? They said they wouldn't do that for QCR, and they haven't so far. So I expect them not to do that. I would be surprised if they went straight up 1-for-1 reprints, but I would not be shocked at all because they've already kind of done this. If the alternate arts appear very soon for some really expensive QCRs, like let's say something like the SP Little Knight, alternate art SP Little Knight Starlight rare. They already had a QCR, but they won't print the QCR, but they'll print a Starlight rare. Or they could just straight up do the same art and say, we said we wouldn't print the QCR, not the Starlight. So I think that's probably something that's coming. And honestly, you should not be surprised at this point. Konami is going to reprint everything they can if they think it's going to sell the set. And Starlight or QCRs clearly were selling the sets. They were doing well because they keep pumping them out. They keep doing more and more and more. The rarity collections were selling. People were buying them. They were interested in all the different prints. They're going to keep doing this with Starlights. Rarity collection's not done, by the way. Bonanza, Stampede, they're going to do this with Starlight rares after this. So this Stampede might be the last one with QCRs. The next one's going to be Starlight rares. It's going to be all 7 rarities, but instead of QCR, it's Starlight rare. Just expect that to happen. So if you're like anti that, I'm sorry for the bad news, but that is going to happen. I know a lot of people are actually going to be really happy about that because you can get shiny cards for a lot cheaper. And at this point, it is what it is. If you're trying to invest in new cards, you've made a mistake already. Like, it's not going to happen. Really, investing in Yu-Gi-Oh! In general, you've already made a mistake because this card game is not one like Pokemon where they're actually going to lean into that collectability aspect. They're more of the playability aspect in Yu-Gi-Oh! There is a lot of things you can collect for Yu-Gi-Oh! But if you're trying to collect and make money, which is a different thing than just collecting cards and accepting your L's whenever they get reprinted, you're going to be disappointed. So keep that in mind. You're not going to make money. There's only a few select products that are going to go up, and then they're probably going to reprint them again. Even if you buy like LOB 25th anniversary boxes, you're like, hey, these things are going up like crazy. I've made double my money. Do not be shocked when they re-release those in a couple years, because that's what they do. When they say, oh, wow, $200 on the secondary market, even though they're not supposed to acknowledge that. $200, if we reprint these at $70, people are going to buy these like crazy. We're going to sell, we're going to make a ton of money, which guess what? That makes perfect sense for them. And everyone's going to be happy except the people who bought those and expected them to go up. So don't be that person because you're going to get burned. You're going to get burned. If you want to do that, go to the Pokemon TCG. If you buy a case of a new set, which now they're like $300 a box for new cards, so maybe not right now, but the Pokemon TCG is much more likely to actually maintain value and go up, though you're going to have to get in at a crazy price point because everyone's beating each other up outside of Costco and all that craziness. So yeah, that's really, you just need to hear from somebody. I'm telling you guys now. So this is cool to see. I think these tins are going to be fun. The thing is though, are they going to do one more thing before we go? 2024 Megatins, they were cool. They had a lot of cool stuff. SP Little Knight, a Dark Magician Girl Secret that ended up having an error, which was really cool. That actually made the tins a lot better. A month later, we had Rarity Collection 2. Was it Rarity Collection? No, Bonanza. We had Bonanza. Reprinted everything that was in the tins. So the tins were irrelevant. Are they going to do this again? I will not be shocked if we get our 2025 Megatins in September. We're like, these are pretty cool. There's some good reprints in here. This is exciting. September rolls around, it goes to October, boom, Rarity Collection 6 or whatever it is. I guess it'll be Rarity Collection 5 at this point. Rarity 5 with new Starlight rares. Every card that you just got in the Megatin is now also in Rarity Collection. Expect that to happen. So be very careful, expecting your Megatin cards to be like really valuable because they never are, because they're, really easy to pull everything because there's a lot of different cards and very few packs. And then they're probably getting reprinted right away. So hopefully they figure out a way to make the Megatins not irrelevant like they've been doing recently. but they're probably just going to cash in twice. So that's my thoughts for this. Not even remotely surprised about the Starlights. I will say though, one thing about the Starlight Rares versus the QCRs, I love the Starlight Rarity. I think it's way better than the Quarter Century Rarity. Though they have not promised to not reprint them, so they might do that. But if you want a shiny piece of cardboard, Starlight Rare is one of my favorites. Ghost Rare is number one, but then Starlight Rare is right behind. I think they look amazing with that silver text, rainbowy, whatever you want to call it. Those look so much better than QCRs to me. So I'm super excited for that. I think it's going to be good. Will this be a good set? That remains to be seen. We're not going to know the set list for a very, very long time. So keep an eye out on that. If you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe to Ruxin Live. We will be doing more of this news update stuff over here just because it's a lot easier. I can throw it out, no editing, everything like that, and just chat about what's going on. So if you have anything you want me to talk about on this channel, I'll post a video. I got an open schedule. I don't have to do every day on this channel, so I can kind of just throw out whatever I want. It's like freedom. It's really nice. So if you have anything you want me to chat about, whether it be investing in cards, whether it be the new releases, whatever it is, just let me know, and I'll let you know my thoughts on it. And thank you guys for watching. This has been a good one. I will see you guys in the next one on Ruxin Live and on Ruxin's channel. Go check out my main channel. We got a lot going on there. Oh, and Whatnot tonight in a couple hours if you see this when it came out. So peace.